All right.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today for 75 Hers workshop. We are joining Mellini Monique, and we're actually just going to jump right in today with the continuation of our 75 Her series. So CreateHER Fest, for anyone who doesn't know, exists to bridge the gender gap in tech through hands-on training in AI, AR, VR, and blockchain. Along with a number of other emerging technologies. And our goal is that we leave you with something that you can actually use, that you can actually apply these skills, right? So today I am joining you as a host. My name is Adrienne Guy. I'm the executive director and co-founder of CreateHER Fest. If you need anything at any point, you can drop anything in the chat. Let me know. Also, my co-founder, Darlise, is here, who is backing me up, and we'll be able to support you both throughout the workshop. We're joined by a amazing woman today. Her name is Mellini Monique. She is phenomenal. She's from Chicago. I will let her introduce herself, but I have to give her flowers. She's a phenomenal coach. She's a phenomenal representation of what it is to bring power and how you leverage your voice. She's taught me so much over the years, and I'm personally grateful to have her as a part of my professional and my personal support system. So I want to go ahead and give it away to Mellini Monique and tell you a little bit about herself, about the company that she started, Vox Versa, and to jump into today's Pitch for Power workshop. Go ahead, Mellini.
Woo! I am over here sitting in my home office, i.e., bedroom, excited to be here with this community. You don't understand how important it is for me to anchor in and help women who are full of agency and power and vision to anchor into something that can undergird all of that. And that is the power of our voices. Now, you all are going to have to bear with me. I am so comfortable being on stage, like live, thousands of people in the audience holding a mic. But behind this screen, where there's messages going and I have to do things, I get a little clunky. So bear with me, but I am right here with you. Now, Adrienne mentioned I started a company. Yes, I run a vocal intelligence atelier called Vox Versa. Vox Versa used to be what the company that I started about 8 years ago called Vocal Culture Garden. And if any of you were on this call last year when I did a voice workshop, you would have heard me talk about Vocal Culture Garden. Well, the garden has grown and we have expanded, and now we have become Vox Versa. And we're all about vocal intelligence, from human vocal expression all the way to giving AI a voice. And today, we're going to anchor in to that human vocal expression as your tool for so many things. So if you are ready to dig into voice and pitch for power, drop a yes or let's go in the chat. All right. Let's go. All right. I see you, Marina. I see you, Darlene. Let's go. Priscilla is like, go. Gee, I love that. So it looks like Brianna is ready. What was that? Carol is ready. Love that spelling. Crystal is ready. So let's go. Advance that slide for me, please. Okay, let's level set. Many times when people hear about voice or pitching or presenting, they clam up because, as you all have heard, the number one fear in the world is public speaking. That blows my mind because we're public speaking all the time. If you talk to a cash register, if you order at a restaurant, you are public speaking. But when it's time for us to begin to release our genius into the world, our thoughts, our passion, that's when we clam up and get nervous. So I need us to know from the jump, we are not here to sound perfect. Mm-mm-mm-mm. As a matter of fact, it's been my experience, people do not resonate with perfection. Let me repeat that again. People do not resonate with perfection. They resonate with phenomenal. And phenomenal anchors into our humanity. It anchors into our human experience. It comes from a place of resonance. So we're not here to be perfect. We are here to learn how or to anchor in to our power. Okay? And so I want to begin by asking a question. On a scale of 1 to 10, and you're going to drop this number in the chat when you get it. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being absolutely terrified, horrified, mortified, and 10 being ready to soar, ready to be phenomenal. If I asked you to unmute yourself and to present or pitch right now, where would you fall on that scale? Would you be closer to 1 or would you be at 10? Drop those numbers in the chat. Okay, darling, negative, -5. Darlene, you're off the scale. I gave 1 to 10 and you're at negative. Okay, I see some 6s, 7s, 8s. This crowd is phenomenal already. I see a 4. Darlene, Darlene, you're unbalancing my chart, unbalancing my scale. But I see a lot of 7s and 8s. I see some 5s, 4s. Priscilla, thank you. You said if it's in your subject matter expertise, you're at an 8, which is cybersecurity. All right. No, I love that. 10 for anything travel related. Okay, Carol, and I hope I say your name correctly. And so what I'm seeing already is sometimes when it's in our subject matter expertise, we feel confident, we feel empowered, we feel like we can talk and soar. But do you know that there are so many people who even within their subject matter expertise feel like Darlene, feel like -5, maybe at best a 3? And I work with these people all the time. So if you happen to be one of those people who didn't even put a number in the chat, didn't want to feel exposed in that way, or if you're one of those people that said, hey, I want to look like I'm really competent, and you put a 7 or an 8 in the chat, we're going to break down and get some real frameworks to feel like 8 and above. 8 and above. All right. Let's go to the next slide. Now, I want to let you all know who I am, a little bit more about me, so you can say, oh, maybe I should take her seriously. Maybe I can listen a little bit more carefully to what she has to say. I am in this photo, and this is a photo taken at South by Southwest. Has anyone ever heard of South by Southwest? Drop a yes or a no in the comments so I can know where we are. Yes, yes. Anybody else? Yes, no, maybe so. Drop in the chat if you've ever heard yes, yes, yes. Okay. No, Priscilla, I will let you know. South by Southwest is an international festival that takes place, well, historically, it has only taken place in Austin, Texas. But as of 2 years ago, they branched out to Sydney and to London. But this classic festival is where people have convened from all over the world to have a front row seat in cutting edge innovation. Innovation in education, innovation in technology, music, agriculture, the future of food, smart cities. I mean, across the gamut, Web3, technology. And if you see me in this picture, drop what color I'm wearing in the chat. If you have found me, like, where's Waldo? That's right, I'm wearing orange. You all are quick. You all have good eyes. I have been the pitch performance coach for South by Southwest for the last 7 or 8 years. I always forget. And what that means is every year I get 72 teams from around the world. And before they can stand on that stage, they have to hear from me. I look at their pitch decks. I look at how they're showing up in their physical bodies, how they are resonating through their voice, and I give them laser feedback so that through their individuality, through the lens of their company, they can stand on that stage and share their genius with the world. But not only do I do it for South by Southwest, I do it for other agencies and accelerators and private organizations and corporate agencies and private individuals around the world. This is my zone of genius, helping humans have vocal expression, to use their voice and their presence like a Swiss Army knife so that they can create the outcomes that they desire, especially in high stakes situations like pitches. Let's go to the next slide. Now, I want to tell you that before we can ever begin to pitch with power, to have deep resonance, to get over that -5 energy, we must anchor into our breath first. Now, many people years past, I think the landscape is changing a bit. They thought about breath or breath work, or even when they hear, oh, you got to breathe, they heard it as woo woo. Oh, that's what those woo woo wellness people do. I just need to go hard. I just need to share my message. I am here to tell you that after working 8 years with people from deep tech all the way to woo woo wellness spaces, from working with people in America to Africa to Asia to South America, Australia, on every continent, breath is what gives us power. Breath, learning how to breathe, is what helps us regulate our nervous system. Many people ask me, how can I get over the jitters? How can I just speak with power or from a place where I'm settled? It begins with the breath. How can I show up in a voice that's deeply resonant, that's going to cut through the noise? It starts with breath. So on the slide, you will see it says breathe first, speak second. So we're going to start out with a little breathing exercise. I'm going to ask a question first. When you breathe, what should move first? Your belly or your shoulders? Drop in the chat, belly or shoulders? Should it be like, I'm breathing, or I'm breathing, belly, 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 belly? So most of us, all of us here, seem to have this knowledge that when we're truly breathing well, that our belly will expand. Our shoulders, to be honest, shouldn't even move. When you start seeing people breathe and their shoulders are going up, that signals anxiety. That signals shallow breathing. And that's going to cancel out resonance. It's going to cancel out you moving with deep authority, right? And so I want to teach us right now, or for some, just remind us of how to breathe from our belly. We all come into the world belly breathing, believe it or not. If you look at a baby or even a small child, when they inhale, their belly goes out. When they exhale, that belly comes back in, ready to pull in more air when they inhale. So we're going to do something that has become really common in breathing circles, in breath work, in yoga, and it's called box breathing. This is a very easy gateway to breathe. Is anyone on here into deep breath work? If so, drop yes in the chat. I see some yeses coming through. Marina says yes. Anybody else? It's got to be more than one person on here. Crystal says yes. Anybody? Okay. Faith said yes. Carol said yes. Good. Because I am here to suggest that the deeper you are in tech, the more you need to know how to calibrate your nervous system with breath. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take an inhale on the count of 4. Then we're going to hold our breath for the count of 4. And then we're going to exhale for the count of 4. All right. But first, I just want us to check in with our bodies now. How are we feeling? What are your shoulders doing now? Are you holding your stomach tight? Are you sucking it in? Are you clenching your butt cheeks? Are you holding on to your toes, gripping your toes? Feel what's going on in your body, okay? I need to get like y'all so I can stop clenching my jaw. Right, you have a clenched jaw, okay? Oh, Jessica, good, relaxed. That's good, but let us just check in with our body. And now, on the count of 4, when I say go, we're all gonna use our nose and bring in an even, steady flow of air through our nose. Let's go. Hold it. Through your mouth, let it go. Now, from history, I know that some of us on this call could not even continue to inhale for 4 counts. And that impacts our vocal power. That impacts the support of our breath. Of our voice. And then some of us couldn't hold for the 4 count. You felt like you were going to burst. You felt like, I just need to let this air out now. And that impacts how well we're going to be able to carry our messages. Have you ever heard somebody speak and by the time they get into the end of their sentence, they're running out of breath? It stresses me out when I hear people talk like that. And that just goes back to the power of breath, being able to pull it in, being able to hold it, being able to release it in a controlled manner. Some of us, when we were exhaling, we felt like we need to let it all out right now. And some of us had a nice, even control letting it out. So, one more time, we are going to do box breathing. And I want you to have control, bringing that breath in for a nice full 4 count. And I'm going to slow that 4 count down a little bit more. And then I want us to hold that breath with power for a count of 4. And then we're going to do a slow but controlled release of that breath so that at the end of 4, I want us to be empty, no more breath in us, okay? Meaning that stomach should be coming all the way in, pushing that breath out. Are you ready? Drop yes in the chat. Are you ready? Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. When I say go, start bringing that breath in. Go. Hold it. Let it go. All right. All right. Give yourselves a round of applause. Darlene said, Jesus. Woo. Adrian, you felt that. Yes. We need to practice that on a daily basis to let this air come in, to expand these lungs so we can expand our vocal power, so we can reset these nervous systems. When you do box breathing, it lets your body know I'm safe, I'm in control. It puts your autonomic nervous system into arrest, reset, digest, pleasure mode. It allows you to say, I'm not nervous, I'm excited, because nervousness and excitement runs the exact same circuitry in your body. The only difference is the narrative that we place on it. Okay, now let's check in with our bodies right now. Drop in the chat how you feel. Oh, Darlene, look, you can cry on this call. You can have ecstatic laughter. You can feel all the feels. Because I'm going to tell you something, and I didn't even plan to go here. Part of sounding phenomenal, part of being deeply resonant, and part of the work that I do with my clients is tapping in to emotion. If you are not able to emote, you will never be phenomenal. You will never be able to share your genius from a place that connects with the heart of humanity. You will sound like an automaton. You will sound like a humanoid robot, and people have a deep limbic system level distrust for that kind of communication. They may not be able to name it or articulate it the way that I can, but they will think, it's something about when she talks, I don't resonate with that. Or they'll be like, I don't know why I don't trust it, but I just don't. And it's because you haven't been able to connect with emotion that connects to their heart, their mind, and their nervous system. All right. Now let's see what's going on in this chat. Oh, you felt that tension unfold. All right. Anybody else? Much love. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's a lot of support going in here. New self-care unlocked. Yes. True communication impacts us first. How are we going to pitch with power? How are we going to have a powerful voice if it does not resonate with us first? And Jessica says she feels even calmer. Let me tell you how I feel. I feel buzzy. When I bring in that deep breath and hold it and release it, I'm bringing in that oxygen, which just makes me feel buzzy and even more energized. I don't know how to take deep breaths. Priscilla, don't feel like you're alone. We are so used to moving fast and being anxious that we have reprogrammed our bodies to shallow breathe, not even knowing it. So I want you to practice day by day, only breathing in through your nose, and imagine that your vocal cords, not your vocal cords, imagine that your breathing pipe, your vocal pipe is the neck of a balloon and your belly is the round part of the balloon. And imagine that air just flowing in to fill up the body of the balloon, which is your belly. It might take some coordination efforts, but as you practice it, you'll be able to breathe into your belly and then allow that belly to move on up to expand your chest. Okay? And so that's how you can practice deep breathing. Yes, communication is deep self-care. Oh, I didn't even plan to go here, but I will. In order to communicate well, you have to tap into your own internal voice. And to tap into your internal voice, you have to be able to sit with yourself. No other noise, no other voices masking your voice. To grab your internal voice and dare let it come to the surface so that you can share it with the world. So many of you women are sitting on this call right now with deep technical expertise, deep knowledge in your expertise domain, but you have only begun to scratch the surface of what you have allowed to come out of your mouth via your messaging, via your pitches, via your panel discussions, via those stakeholder meetings, via those one-on-one meetings. You have felt like you have to keep it tame. You have felt like you have to hold back because you're not in true alignment with that internal voice. We don't even have time on this call to go into that, but my LinkedIn will be on the last slide. Feel free to DM me, okay? All right. So let's move to the next slide. We must breathe first to reset our nervous systems and to speak with vocal power. Why is vocal power important? It's important because voice is, listen to me when I say this, the original human technology. Hey, we have screens, we have phones, we have keyboards, we have unseen technology. But I want to let you know that voice has been here from the beginning. Voice set the world in motion. Voice carries culture. Voice connects heart to heart. Voice has started wars. Voice has made peace treaties. Voice has articulated your thoughts and brought your internal reality into the physical world. Voice is the original human technology. Hey, and I feel this deep in my shondo, as some people like to say, deep within. And that is why it is such a passion of mine to get people to tap into this original technology, to allow every other technology to be heard and to be solid and to be activated. All right? Yes, yes, yes. Somebody said, Adrian, everybody needs a Melanie. Really, really? No, everybody needs to tap into their inner voice. And I am just a vessel, a conduit to help you do that. Let me tell you something else about voice. And you technologists, I want you to challenge me on this in the chat if you think something is different. Voice is the richest stream of single source data that we have. Challenge me. Challenge me in the comment section. Let me say that again. Voice is the richest stream of single source data that we have. Let me go even a little deeper. Did you all know, since we're talking about her, powerful voices, right? We're talking about voice and pitch power. And if we have any allies on the call, I want you to listen to this. Did you know that through a woman's voice, not only can we tell that she's a woman, we can tell her age about, we can tell her vocal biometrics can tell whether she's fertile. A woman's voice can tell whether she's aroused or not. A woman's voice can tell her emotional status. A woman's voice can tell if she's having neurodegenerative disease, early onset. And of course, we can hear things like depression, nervousness. A woman's voice, I can even tell without vocal biometrics if a person is carrying trauma in their voice. It shows up in many different ways. But then we have machines that can detect so many other metrics called biometrics through the power of our speaking voice. When we speak, our voice literally gets in the head of other people. When we speak, carried on voice waves, we are shifting and moving and manipulating people's nervous system. So, what if I told you if you really trained your voice well, you can create and architect outcomes that you want to see, and you can share your genius with the world in a way that makes them say, oh, tell me more. Oh, I want that. Oh, she's genius. Oh, she is so powerful because voice is not just expression, it is technology, and technology equips us to do things. Next slide. So, I want to get real practical and help us translate tech talk into human language. We're going to make genius easy to grasp by some really light frameworks, okay? Because most of us, oh my goodness, this is such a good day to do this. Yesterday, I was up until like 1 a.m. watching all the video submissions from this year's South by Southwest pitch competition that happens in March. But I got all the video submissions, and I literally am listening to people in their deep technical expertise. And I'm thinking, are they speaking English? What did they just say? It sounded like wow, 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 right? But the only reason I was able to understand 90% of what these geniuses were saying is because I've been listening to technical talk for so long, right? So I'm like, oh yeah, that deep layer, the trust layer, oh, on the bleeding edge, oh yes, this medical device. Okay, so I'm understanding, but what I do know is 90% of a general audience would think, what are they saying? So we need to make sure that no matter what room we are walking in, speaking to, we need to make our genius easy to grasp. Next slide. And it doesn't matter what field you're in. Some of us are in health tech, med tech, wellness tech, Web3, blockchain, voice tech. It does not matter. We need to make our genius easy to grasp. Now, before we even get into this 3C clarity code framework, if any of you are anything like me, I used to get so upset feeling like I had to dumb down my message. Y'all, I like big words. And I would get so upset thinking, oh, why do I have to use other words? Why can't people just reach up and understand where I am and understand all this technical language? Mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm letting you know right now, it's not going to happen. They're not going to do it. And honestly, when you have a genius that you want to share with the world, it's not their responsibility. It's yours. So I want to give you this very easy 3C clarity code to make that technical genius language easy to grasp. Okay. What we're going to do right away is we're going to give people context. You need to help people locate where you are, what you're talking about, why it matters, right? So when you come out of the gate, give people context. What's going on in plain language? Talk to people like they're in fifth grade. Let's not go kindergarten right away because we don't want people to feel like we're talking down to them. So let's not talk to people like they're in kindergarten, but perhaps fifth grade. Does anybody remember that TV show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? If you remember that TV show, drop it in the chat. Just drop yes in the chat or put a 5 in the chat. Are you smarter than a fifth grader? Nobody? Oh, yes, a few people remember that. Are you smarter than a fifth grader? Well, guess what? Sad to say, Most people aren't smarter than a fifth grader. That 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 hurts my heart. That pains my soul. What eighth grade was in the early 1900s is collegiate level now. Do your research. I'm not making this up. What was a standard eighth grade education is early collegiate level now. And so this shows us that we cannot just speak all the industry jargon and be so complex. We have to dumb it. Oh, let me not say dumb it down. Let me say simplify. We have to simplify our message by first giving context. Okay. And then once you give context, give consequence. Let the people know why what you're saying matters. Is it a cost issue? Is it a time issue? Is it a safety issue? Is it an emotion issue? Is it mission critical? Give some consequence. And then give them choices. Tell them what you want them to do or what you want to see next. This, if you can begin to frame your conversations, your pitches in this clarity code, you will be ahead of the communication curve. You will make people feel like they are smart. You will allow people to feel like they have a sense of agency, and you will allow people to feel like they can go along on the journey with you. Tailoring your communication to your audience and knowing your audience, it is putting you ahead of the curve. And let me add this little bonus that I didn't put in the slide. When you know who you are speaking to, it allows you to have a level of emotional intelligence that allows you to reverse engineer your messaging so that you're speaking with emotional intelligence. Mm, 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 mm. And this is a deep part of the work that I teach my clients, understanding who am I talking to? Is it a room of deep technologists or deep wellness industry people or deep medical science people? If you know they already know the jargon, maybe you can slip in a little bit, but still speak in a way where everybody can understand. One of my absolute pet peeves that I see again and again and again and again at all of these conferences, from CES to Voice and AI to all the tech conferences, even when I was in Davos a couple weeks ago at World Economic Forum, in some of these rooms, people would start out their presentations with, well, I know we all know in this room. No, we all don't. Oh, I'm sorry, I got really passionate. No, we all don't know anything. Never think that everyone in a room knows anything. It is your responsibility to bring the clarity through the context. Okay? Let's move to the next slide. Let's move to the next slide. So we're going to do an activity based on the clarity code. We're going to turn some of that jargon into jewels. All right? So what I want you to do is, wherever you are, on a piece of paper, in your notes, on a tablet, write down something that you know you say again and again and again that's very technical. Just one sentence. Okay? Write it down just like you said, with all the jargon and all the technical ease that you typically say it in. All right? Jessica, I'm glad this is speaking to you. It is so hard when we're deep in the weeds of our genius zone. We're in it. It's way too technical for other people. So I'm going to give you all about 60 seconds. Write down that one technical thing that you say again and again and again. And I'm going to be quiet so you can think. All right. I hope most of you have written it down. And because I know that there are some overachievers in this room, some of you have already gone on to start working on the rewrite. Tell me I'm wrong. And so the next step to this is to rewrite that sentence. Okay. Don't use any acronyms, like, oh, I'm a member of NSBE and what we do. No, I want you to take out all the acronyms, all the jargon. You're going to write one sentence that is concise in about 12 words or less, and make it feel heart centered. Make it feel like it's written to a fifth grader, and make this sentence feel like whoever is listening, it's important to them. It has consequence to them. Okay. Now, this is going to be challenging for some of you to take that one jargon laden sentence to make it so human, to turn that jargon into a jewel. I'm going to be quiet for about 60 seconds, and I want you to write this new jewel laden sentence down. Okay, time's up. Time's up. Do I have any daring women on the call? Do I have any women who would dare unmute themselves, speak that jargon filled sentence, and then follow up with that new sentence, which is the jewel? Anybody? And then we might have some people that want to drop in the chat that first sentence, the jargon, and then the jewel sentence. Any volunteers to unmute themselves? Or, yeah, like Darlene said, raise your hand if you'd like to unmute and share with us your sentence from jargon to jewel. Don't be shy. This is a safe place where you can begin to practice having power in your voice and pitch. That's right, darling. This is a safe space. All right, Faith.
Faith, awesome, Faith.
Thank you. I'm transitioning into tech, so a lot of my work has focused on the social aspect of human services. So I have presented on Black feminist theory, and mine says Black feminist theory is an ideological approach in academia and practice, and so on and so on. And I know, so I tried to rewrite it, and now it says the philosophy of Black women frees us from inequality, and using that as kind of like an introduction to what like my core message is going to be throughout my presentations that I've done on this topic.
Faith, you made progress. You actually made progress from all of that jargon to getting closer to a jewel. Can I ask you one thing, Faith?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any little cousins?
Yes.
Are they teenagers?
Yes.
How would you explain your work to them? Talk to me like I'm a 13-year-old. How would you explain your work to them?
I would tell them that I study the ideas of Black women throughout history and use it as a guide to how they picture our society being able to, I don't leave behind different hierarchies. I'm not
Okay,
used to
wait,
it.
stop, stop,
Yeah.
stop, stop. You were doing phenomenal until you threw in that hierarchy word.
Mhm.
But you were doing phenomenal. Listen, did you all hear? Once you started thinking about, oh, I'm talking to a 13-year-old, he began to speak in clear, human-centered, heart-centered language. Did you all hear that? If you heard that, drop in the chat. You heard it. Drop it in the chat. I see hand claps. I see hearts. Carol said she heard it. Listen, this is the call for us technical women to use our voices so that people actually understand our genius. We have to go from deep technical speak to dropping jewels, speaking in language that everybody can understand. Because why? Go to that next slide. Clarity isn't dumbing down. It's respecting the listener's bandwidth. Take a screenshot of that. Clarity is not dumbing down. And I used to feel that way. That's why I have so much empathy and compassion for this topic. It's literally respecting the listener's bandwidth. Whether you're on the stage trying to get investment, whether you're talking to a coworker trying to get buy-in for your idea, whether you're talking to a group of students trying to get them to come along and join the movement that you are pushing forward, whether you're trying to get investment for this new technology that nobody understands. Oh my goodness, we are running out of time, but let me give you this quick example. I am a voice nerd. I was on a call with somebody who was allegedly building trust layers for agentic AI, and I simply asked about what guardrails or technology is in their technology that will protect human voice from interacting with rogue agents. They were like, what? Huh? And they couldn't even answer the question. And then I thought to myself, okay, this is me. I was like, half of that is their fault, but I have to take responsibility for 50% of it as well. So we have to learn how to go from jargon to jewels. Next slide. So listen, we need to pitch for power. You see that hashtag? When you all go back on LinkedIn or on Instagram or wherever you are, and you begin to share the powerful nuggets that you got from today's call, use this hashtag, pitch for power, because that's exactly what we are doing. Next slide.
I'm so glad you added that in there.
Pitching for power. I need you all to understand it's a lifestyle. Pitching, we're doing it all the time, whether we're talking to our friends and family, whether we're trying to get somebody to do something for us, or if we're on a stage or talking to our colleagues. Anytime you're trying to express an idea and get buy-in, you are pitching. And I want you all to share this slide deck with anybody who's participating for sure. When you are pitching for power, this is another framework that makes it really easy. Make a promise. Share the outcome that you want to create. Then follow up with proof right away. Why you? What makes you the one to share this idea or this technology? What makes you credible? What kind of data do you have to back up that you can actually get these outcomes done or delivered? And then always, whenever you're pitching, whenever you're asking for something, always end with a call to action. Join me, follow my movement, give me money, come to the front, meet me in the back, meet me for tea. Oh, or coffee. I'm a tea girly. We as women have to get comfortable with asking, making the ask. So this is a framework. You're going to get the deck. This is how you pitch for power. So for instance, I could say, I help visionary women use their voices like Swiss Army knives. Why? Because I have spent 8 years sitting on the front row of innovation, decoding pitches, deciphering which ones land and which ones don't. So if you want to use your voice to create outcomes you desire, call me. Now, I just made that up, but that was a promise, a proof, and an ask. I want you all to practice writing your promise, your proof, and your ask. So speaking of asking, let's go to the next slide. Pitching isn't performance. It's how you move your value through the world. So stop thinking about it as when you stand on a stage or when you stand before an audience. Every time you open your mouth to share an idea, you are pitching. Next slide. This is so important, and I know we're wrapping up. We're getting at the end of time. If you can hang over, please. I will hang over. I need you all to know, because this is CreateHER Fest, the room is never neutral. The room is never neutral. And I have to say it like it is, from the boardrooms to the corporate rooms to the pitch stages to even just working alongside colleagues. The room is never neutral. As a woman, you have a double bind. You have to find that sweet spot between warm and competence. If you're too warm, they're like, oh, she doesn't know anything. If you lean really, really warm, you're ditzy, you're a bobblehead, or at best, you're just fun. But if you lean too competent, you are a capital B. Y'all know what I'm saying? You're hard-edged. You're too aggressive. So we have to find that balance between warmth and competence. Research shows that those who balance warmth and competence are the most attractive. Okay? Then we always have interruption. People are always trying to talk over us. We are interrupted all the time. And so we need to find out ways or learn ways to continue to anchor ourselves, to anchor our messaging. And one way to do that is to command the room through things like, thank you. I will circle back with that as soon as I complete this point because it's very important. I'm going to get to that as soon as I finish this point. Yes, thank you for saying that. And what I'm going to finish this and then I'll circle back. We have to get confident enough to say, thank you, let me finish, but I still want to hear you with some warmth on it. All right. And then we always have this over-explaining tax. Most women are so pressured to overperform, to over-explain because a couple reasons. They're always getting cut off. They know that we have this non-neutrality in the first place, and then they're not certain within themselves. Let me tell you something. When your internal voice is certain, you can show up with certainty. When you know that you do know, you will add tax to what you said before you take it back. And it's having that level of confidence, which comes from your competence, add with some warmth that will make you powerful. Next slide. Any questions? I know I want to be able to answer any questions that you might have. This is your chance to ask the real question. The one that's in your mind that you think, if I ask it, it's going to sound silly. It's going to be dumb. This is a safe space. And you have expertise right here that can answer a question that's been on your mind or that's come up today. Don't be shy. Okay? This is your chance to ask a powerful question, because believe it or not, there are going to be so many other people on this call that benefit from you asking. So if you have a question, you can either drop it in the chat or raise your hand and we can get the question and answer party going. Don't be shy. That's right, Crystal, with some warmth. And you know what? Warmth, it doesn't mean that we have to be smiling and taking low and, just, no. Warmth literally is maybe the tone of your voice. Warmth can be translated to not having a mean mug face. Warmth can be even in your phraseology, like, hey, I want to invite you all to experience this technology. Okay, I hear somebody that's off mute. Did you have a question? You cannot make me believe that there are no questions lingering in the minds of people or bubbling up. All right.
It's
Somebody,
okay, guys. If you want to share anything, please
or
feel
maybe,
comfortable. You know
right.
Melanie does not bite. Come on.
I do not bite. And maybe you don't have a question. Maybe you have a comment or a curiosity about how you should move or just what even came up for you today. Maybe you have an aha. Feel free to share that as well.
I know I saw a
So
couple of ahas. Oh, go ahead. Jump in, Crystal.
no, just so I guess I have this, how do you balance that we'll call authenticity with perhaps a new audience? Like, even if you know the audience, like you have to get to know the audience. But what if you are pivoting, or what if you are moving into a different audience and you are traditionally speaking, you know, one way or perhaps to a certain demographic?
Mm-hmm.
Do you necessarily have to change how you are speaking, or how does that work when you are pivoting into different audiences?
Love the question. Love the question, because what the question inherently asks is, how do we show up and be authentic in a voice when we don't even really understand what this new audience requires or how to engage with this new audience? And that is when it comes back to your personal resonance and your personal authenticity. When you show up in voice, in demeanor, in presence, as you, it's real, it's phenomenal. And you can begin to do something I call bridging. When you don't know kind of who your audience is or the culture of your audience, how they really like to hear or what will resonate with them most, you show up authentically you, and you will begin to get immediate feedback. That feedback is on one end of the spectrum, could be like, ew, that was terrible, hated it. Then you know that audience is rejecting how you showed up. Or it will be some other kind of engagement like, oh, that was powerful. Oh, I resonated with that. And you use all of that feedback as intelligence to calibrate how you speak to continue to build the bridge to land exactly where they are. I'll give you a quick example. I speak in some really stuffy corporate settings. When I have learned, I cannot go in those settings and go, hello, 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 I'm Mellini Monique. I'm here to help you with your voice. They would clam up and run out the room. So I have learned to come in and meet them at the energy level they are. Hear me out, ladies. The energy level of any room, you can come into the room, be a thermometer, but then quickly become the thermostat. Enter the space as a thermometer, feel the energy, but quickly become the thermostat and change the energy, bring it to where you want it to be. So in these stuffy spaces, I come in a little bit more quiet, a little bit more even keeled. Did you all hear my pitch resonance go down? A little bit more anchored. And then if I want to bring the energy up, I might begin talking a little bit faster with a little bit more energy. And then I'm slowly raising the energy level to get them where I want them. So by the time of that session, I'm like, who's with me? And these stuffy corporate people are like, yes, I am. Oh my God, I feel so liberated. So that is a technique and a way to think about how to speak to these new spaces. That's right. All right. Any other questions, comments, or curiosities before we hop off? Okay, 3 to 5 demos for their hackathons. What tips do you have to someone who's working with new technology and still wants to present their projects in the best way to be competitive and compelling? Yes, Darlene, the frameworks that I have used here, especially simplifying the jargon to jewels. What they want to do is they want to come out articulating the problem that they're trying to solve in the first place. the context. Why do I care about this thing that you've created? At the hackathon, I tell my teams in hackathons and in pitch competitions all the time, if you don't make your problem palpable, we don't care about your solution. If you do not know how to articulate the problem and make me feel it, I don't care about this little technology that you're building. I don't care about this Web3 platform. I don't care about even the blockchain. I don't care. I don't care that it's going to keep me safe. If you cannot articulate to me in real language what the real problem is. So you have to make the problem real and palpable. And then when you talk about the solution that your technology is, because if your tech isn't the solution, why are we here, right? When you make your technology or your service the solution, talk to me in real language. Give me what's really valuable in storytelling is if you can pull a real world use case or make up a real world use case, it makes it so understandable to the audience and it makes it real and tangible, okay? And then tell them why is it important that you are the one doing this? This is where I tell my clients your street credibility comes in. It could be because you've been doing this for 20 years. It could be because you got some patents. It could be because you experienced the problem and you needed a solution, so you created it. So you tell them why and then you tell them to join you on the journey. That is how these builders in 3 to 5 minutes can make what they're doing so real. If you can't do it in 5 minutes, you don't know the problem and the solution and why you well enough. 3 minutes is plenty of time to talk about your product or your service or your mission. So it really becomes tuning into your voice and your expertise through the lens of what you have built or what you are doing, knowing your messaging very concisely. I hope that helped, Darlise. Yes.
All right. Do we have any other questions? Thank you to everyone who has hung back with us. We know we're a little bit over, but
Yes.
As touchy as some of us can get with our time, I don't think there's any question about the value that's being translated by Melanie here. So hopefully the fact that we're all still here, we're on the same page about that.
Yes.
And I'm really, really excited about just everything that was shared today, everything that was unlocked, that was felt, that was grieved, that was overcome. And seeing all of you guys apply these skills, these concepts, these frameworks as we wrap up our 75 Her. Now that we're going into the second half at this point. So I'm really excited about that too. I know we have like one slide left that I want you guys to see. Melanie.
Yes. So once again, going back to the beginning of this call, our voice is the technology. And our voice is the power that engages around trust. If people don't trust you, they're not listening. Our voice is going to convert that trust into traction. And that traction is what is going to cause transformation for yourself, for your technology, and for the people that your technology or your service or your mission will impact, because your voice is the power. Yeah.
All right. Amazing. Thank you so much,
Thank
Melanie,
you.
for
Thank you.
everything. Thank you for showing up for us. Thank you for everything that you pour into not only this community, but into the communities of all of us that really need your support and your special gifts that you're always so open and willing to share. Melanie is also an amazing coach. So for anyone who is looking for that kind of, next level, representation and skill building in their life, please definitely reach out to her. I shared her LinkedIn a little bit further. It's also further up in the chat. Let me grab it and repost it. It's also in the presentation that I went ahead and updated. The email that you guys are going to get with the follow-up in about like maybe 20, 15 minutes or so. But please, please, please connect with Melanie. She's amazing. She's everything. And I'm glad that I get to do life with these kind of people. Also, if you have not filled out our survey, Darlise has dropped it in the chat a few times. I want to share that again. And you can also use this QR code that I have right on the screen to grab our job form as well. We would love to get your feedback and apply it and make sure that we can continue to keep Melanie on the roster, because I know that we need these skills in our life, but we all need a Melanie in our life. I know I do.
The number one skill now, I just saw it again, another major study, it's not the technical skills. It's what they call soft skills, which I reject. These are power skills. Number one, you can learn tech, but you need these power skills to relay it all. So yes, if you feel compelled, meet me on LinkedIn and we can talk about what coaching looks like.
Amazing. So if we can get some thumbs up in the chat that we are excited, we're going to look out for this follow-up email that has all of the resources that Melanie wants to share with you guys, as well as this PowerPoint presentation. If you have not joined our Discord, please make sure that you join our Discord. If someone can drop that link in the chat, that would be amazing to keep the conversation going. Share your takeaways, drop any screenshots or anything like that that you want to share as you're applying this and you're working on upgrading your personal pitches, your project pitches, etc. Definitely stay active in our Discord, and you can meet us again for our next workshop on this upcoming Tuesday, which is going to be Build with Care, AI Ethics with Darlise and Camille. Please, please, please don't forget to fill out our feedback survey. If you can just grab that link for me, pretty please, and check it out. We will be sharing the recording and uploading that recording as soon as possible. I'm going to share a link with you guys in the follow-up email that's going to send you straight to our YouTube. So if you subscribe, then you'll get the notification as soon as it's up. It should be up within the next 24 hours. And if you are ready to go deeper with us and go to this next level when it comes to applying the skills you've been learning, hang out with us. Join 75her. Go to our website and check out 75her on the page. Register for the program itself. Join us for the Ideathon, and then be prepared for the hackathon that's going to start soon. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Melanie, for continuing to just be you. And I'm going to let you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. I'm excited for this. Talk soon.